the Ninja 400, is that right, Nick?
Yeah, on ZX4 is Luke Wilkinson and also Sean Crone rides for me this year.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, good weekend so far.
So far, so good. Yeah, you did a bit of a launch yesterday as well for the Moto Tour bike and stuff like that, I believe.
Yeah, we did the whole team livery launch, so the pictures taken, etc., etc. So that will be going out on social media just before round one. That's race start, I believe.
It will be the race start, and away we go. Sorry, I'm a bit distracted there. I think that's Lysachenko leading the way. The trouble with the rookie 600s is a lot of people are orange vest. It's got a distinctive colour, but they've all got their way through our hall cleanly for the first time. We've got the 400s on the grid, so again, split start, the lights go out, and away we go. So it's going to be young Luca from pole position who should lead the way. What do you see there, Nick?
Yeah, Luke is up there. He's on the, oh, that's Archie, I believe, on the outside. Sean's just gone down into fourth, but yeah, everyone's through first corner nice and safe.
Almost, yeah, no problem.
We're all
good. The victims there. We go down the hill, out of sight from here off. I don't suppose you can pick up any of the 600s down there, could you, Bradley?
Difficult to tell from this distance.
Yeah.
Obviously, with the rookies still getting used to their names, faces, numbers and colours, but that could well be Keaton Leatherland. Of course, Lyndon normally riding with the black and the red. That seems to be the colour scheme of the bike out in front, so he could well be seeing the number 221 of Keaton Leatherland on a GL Fabrication supported machine out in front. Hard on the brakes there, a little bit of a scram from the rear end of that bike for the race leader, and it is Keaton Leatherland who leads the way ahead of Fraser Lysachenko. So it's Leatherland from Lysachenko, and then we've got gaggle of riders coming past me now. That's the number 56 machine ahead of Jack Allen. So it's Michael Goff in third place ahead of Jack Allen. That's the top four in the Rocky 600, but I'm sure you can hear in the background just the amount of bikes coming past me now. That's the 303 of Jake Roberts, the man from Balasawa, who's in the penultimate position in this race, and it's the 157 rounding out the grid. That's Sean McShane, the man from Idlington, and we already have the Open 500s, and it's good news there for Nick as Luke Wilkinson leads the way from Archie on what looks like Sean Crone is up there in the mix as well. Through those Stephen Bailey on that TZ250. There's a bit of a gap opening up between himself and the man in front, but it's so good to see a proper TZ250 out there on the circuit.
Yep, certainly it's interesting to see how it's going to go against the more modern Ninja 400s and things like that. Of course, you're right about Leatherland. He leads the way across the line by a good 1.3 seconds ahead of Fraser Lysachenko. Those two have opened up a big gap already. 6.5 seconds behind is the next one of the runners and riders, and that is Roberts there, Stephen Roberts. So he's done well because he started down in 8th place, so he's made up his 5 positions very rapidly indeed. Then we've got Goff, Allen, Hall, Morris, Roche, McHugh, Thomas is your top 10. Now the 500s are with me as well very rapidly, and it is indeed Wilkinson leading Crone ahead of Ormond.
Ormond, that's not Crone into turn 1.
Oh, there we go. Smith have already put McShane behind them, so McShane needs to maybe add a bit of a wobble somewhere, which we didn't see. So Smith, O'Hara, Bailey, Hayward, Ridley, Lee, Tolan, Davis, Cooper, Avis and Bainborough is the rest of your runners and riders, at least up to 30th place, because unfortunately we run out of screen at that point because obviously the old park budget doesn't run to a second timing screen at the moment, unfortunately. But there we go. So Leatherland still opening up the gap there, or is Mr. Lysachenko trying to find a way to get a little bit closer? Certainly Leatherland has set a cracking time in the Open in the first split there. 0.3 of a second, he's just gained another advantage. So he definitely looks like cut off the old family block there, isn't he, Bradley?
Certainly is, and it's still that way as they went past me. They're up towards Drury's now already. Double Apex right-hander up towards the top end of the circuit, but it was Keaton Leatherland who led and still leads from Fraser Lysachenko as we get the leaders in the Open 500s. That is the ZX4 Kawasaki of Luca Wilkinson ahead of Sean Crone, Jake Saltersley and Archie Ormond. That's the top 4. Then it's Aidan Smith on that number 521 machine. Number 7, Sean O'Hara. 52 is Stephen Bailey. 72-71 Richard Hayward. Also Damien Lee, Tom Ripley, Paul Toland, and Ian Davis are having a good fight. All, of course, on those 2-stroke machines. But there is Sean McShane just being overtaken now by one of the Open 500 competitors. And that's Wayne Avis, Keith, number 120. Wayne Avis, a name that I'm not sure if you recognise, but normally races on the road. Is a name recognised from Oliver's Mount, normally on a GSXR 600. But out there today, in fact this weekend, on a ZXR 400 Kawasaki, the older of the...
okay, probably just go out there getting a bit of a signature, maybe get a bit of a warm-up, because your Scarborough season starts very soon, next weekend, I think, as you said, didn't you, Bradley?
It does.
Okay, fastest man on the track, it is Lysachenko Lysachenko 49.9, but Leatherland with a 50.0 is going very, very slightly slower than him. The loser on that lap was Allen. He lost a couple of places. Wilkinson continues to lead in the 400s ahead of Crone. Then Donkersley, Ormond, Smith, Bailey, and the 500s, sorry, not the 400s. You've got to get the right nomenclature there, haven't I, mate?
So we look at through turn 1, I see a couple of seconds going out, but Donkersley and Ormond unfortunately got held up a little bit by Roberts, I believe.
Oh, okay.
And has lost a little bit of time to Crone, I believe, in second. So unfortunate for them, but
that's the way it is.
That's the way it is, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, it sure is. Unfortunately, gives them a little bit of practice at passing back markers. And to be fair, some of the back markers they're going to be catching to us will be quicker in a straight line, so they've got to nail them in around the corner. So it's good experience for them as well, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You can go down Cascades and then down obviously the front straight or the back straight down there into Island Bend. They just take off. So
Sorry to interrupt. It looks like Luke Wilkinson's run on at the slip road here, so that will give the lead of the race to Sean Crone, will it? No, Luke Wilkinson rejoins ahead of Sean Crone, so it is still Luke Wilkinson, but he's dropped a few seconds down here, but still leading the way in the Open 500. There goes the number 521 from Hayden Smith, and into the thick of things now with the tail enders of the Rookie 600s. But I'm looking at the leaders in that particular class, the Rookie 600s. They're leading to on the way towards Island Bend now. It looks like Fraser Lysachenko has just closed the gap on that lap, Keith.
He certainly has, mate. He's got it down to 3/10 of a second. He pulled in a 49.3 in round terms. He went about 8/10 quicker than the man in front of him, so it looks like we could well have a battle. What was looking like a Leatherland, but Leatherland is a long way from it. As again, we're seeing
over
okay, there we go. That mistake has got Luke in the lead there, mate. So Sean Crone does in fact go in front of him, and obviously less than a second behind as well. So young Luke has got his work cut out to get the gold medal.
I know Sean is desperate for it. He's never had a win. He's podiumed pretty much every race that he's been in. When he's at Pemsey, a couple off the podium, but he's desperate. He was telling me yesterday, desperate for a win. So
well, Luke is not going to let it go easy.
No, absolutely. I said Luke is not going to let you have it, mate. So you're going to have to fight.
Yeah. Well, that little mistake from Lucas cost him. Obviously, this is MotoGP, so you don't have to give away a position if you take. Well, it's not really a shortcut down there, is it, Bradley? Because by the time you work your way through the fails there, you lose quite a bit of time, don't you, mate?
You certainly do. Can I just ask, what lap times are we doing in the Rookie 600s?
Rookie 600s, 49s we're in.
Lap record of 48.8.
I tell you what, not a million miles away from it then.
4/10 off, not
That's not bad. That shows you how the conditions have changed now. So we've got to have a pretty dry track all the way around. Obviously that sun when it's coming out is soaking up the heat because it is very pleasant indeed. Last lap flag now going out to everybody. That'll be the leaders in the 600 side by side into the first corner. That's a move down the inside from Lysachenko. That's going to be on the leader level, and they're going to come across into your side, Bradley. The next two rookies over the top. So that is the leaders of the race, well ahead of anybody else. They haven't even made it to the line yet. The third place man, that's going to be Roberts in third. He's come across the line. Let's get the update there. You're 19 seconds back. Shows you the pace of Leatherland and Lysachenko. And yeah, where are we? 49.585 from Leatherland there. He's going to be punching on very hard indeed. Looking towards the 500s as well. They're going to be joining us very shortly indeed. Watching the rest of the 600s at the moment. Will Crone still have the advantage over Wilkinson? That's the question, particularly for Nick here, the NW Racing boss.
I think that's Sean. Yeah, Sean, then Luke out. So we've got Crone, Wilkinson.
Oh, it's a good gap still.
Then Donkersley, but there's a rookie 6 in between them there. So
okay.
Archie,
Well, the gap
Archie just come through. Sean was there.
gap is 1.7 seconds there. So actually, Sean's looking good for the gold medal here, mate. Oh, got to keep it together.
Let's finish first. shall we?
Yeah. Okay, so you're asking about the lap record there, Bradley. Yeah, Tom Newman's 48.848, and we are 49.267. These two are going to hammer and top today in your sides, mate.
Yeah, they've been and gone. They're already under the bridge
Oh,
now.
right, okay.
Towards Woodworth and Druids. So it is Fraser Lysachenko with, I say, around about 5 length lead, Keith. So Fraser Lysachenko, just a few more corners to go for him.
Nothing special in the first sector.
Nothing special in the first sector. Keaton Leatherland is, I don't think he's got enough time here, Keith, but we'll keep an eye on it as we go towards your end of the circuit. Right, I'm looking for the leaders in the Open 500, still waiting for them to come into my sight here as the rest of the pack in the Rookie 600s coming past me now.
There goes the checkered flag there, mate, and that is a clear win to Lysachenko. He has nailed it, didn't quite get the lap record, but I tell you what, be interested to see if we can have a dry race this afternoon if he's doing
Got
it.
Open 500s and Luke has outbraked himself again down here at the chicane. So he's gone through the barriers. Sean Crone is leading the way now. I'd say, let's have a look. 1 to about 2 seconds or so as they go under the bridge with just a few more corners to go. So they've got Waterworks, Druids, Lodge, and then Deers Leap. Archie Ormond just getting a little bit caught up by one of the rookie 600 riders, but in terms of the class at least, in the Open 500s, is quite relatively lonely. There goes the number 521 of Hayden Smith, but let's have a look at the leaders.
Can you see what Hayden's riding, mate?